Hello YouTube, your boy Bobby Sono here once again. And in this video, I'll be doing a NoMachine tutorial, a quick one. This is also a video I'm using to replace a previous video that I did. That video was not done well, and I'm here to make sure that I do a better one that you guys can follow along and understand about this program. Now, we all know that NoMachine is a remote desktop remote program that's used to control other computers over your network. So in this tutorial, though, we'll be focusing on local networks and not exactly connecting to a computer over another network. So yeah, so let us begin. So when you have downloaded and installed the NoMachine application, you will notice at the welcome screen when you start it, you have these IP addresses. So this is my IP address, and this is another IP address of mine. However, in your case, you should more likely only see one IP address. Reason why I have two is because I'm running a virtual software that's producing this IP address that I have here. So you should only see one of these. Now you will need to open the NoMachine application and come on the welcome screen for both devices, the devices you're working from and the one you're going to connect to that you're going to control. So when you open, you will need to know this IP address on the computer you're going to control. So on this computer, I am not going to note my IP address because this is not the computer I want to control. This is the one that I'm using directly. So with that in mind, just start up your computer that you're going to control and take this number down, this IP address down. I'm going to click continue. Now, if you notice right here, I have some saved connections from previous connections. In here, you'll also see connections that you've made are computers that are running NoMachine and broadcasting the NoMachine protocol over the network. Sometimes that won't come up, which you don't need to worry. All you need to remember is the IP address and the credentials for your computer. So you're gonna click new, and I'm gonna start a new connection here. So I'm gonna leave this as default. The NX protocol is NoMachine's native protocol, or their proprietary protocol for remote desktop. Now here's where you click next or continue. Here's where you're going to put in the IP address of the computer you want to connect to. So in my case, here my IP address is 10.43.116.65. Now notice that this number will be different if you're on a network. If you're on your network, your number might start with a 192 or something else. So just bear this in mind. But this is for mine. So we're gonna leave everything checked as default. We want to use password. You have different authentication methods. If you want to use a private key, or you want to use a Kerbos based authentication, you can go ahead. But we're gonna leave it on password here. Continue. Proxies for those if you want to traverse over a different network. Outside your local network, you'll need a proxy, but for this lesson, we'll be using a local network, so we don't use a proxy. Continue. Alright, you can name your connection whatever you want. I'm just gonna name my connect. You could have just left it how it was. And press done. Okay, so now that I've put that in, I'm going to double click on this connection that I've created here. And I'm going to wait for it to make a connection. Yes, so now it's going to ask me for the username and password of the machine I'm connected to. So not the machine that I'm currently on now, but the machine I'm going to connect to. So I know my username. Now your username you can find. You can go to your start menu and click the you can hover over the here the profile thing here. I'm not gonna hover over mine, but you can hover over yours and your username would come up. Okay, let's go. The username for my computer, or my computer that I'm going to try to control, not this present computer, is how did it sorry about that. I believe that's the username and simple password since it's my test computer. And here we go. All right, there we go. We are connected now. So this is another welcome screen when you're connected to the machine. It's telling you that you have a menu section that you can activate either by putting your mouse into the side of the computer here, as you can see, or you can use the alternative shortcut Control-Alt-0 when you're in. So when you can get options to control different aspects of this the software. So if you notice down here, you have some different sizing options. So if you want to full screen or resize remote screen, you can do all of that from down here. And when you also activate it by these three command keys. Okay, we're gonna press OK. It's gonna show you what's gonna come up on the options when you do that shortcut. Do you want to display the menu on top, covering all the screen, or just display it as a window? You can choose that. When I press OK, I can be all right. So here you can mute the device that you're controlling. So say you're watching a movie, you don't want the movie be playing on that same device. You don't want the audio rather coming through that same device. It will mute it, but it will push the audio to the computer which you're currently using. So we're gonna leave that as default. Okay, and there we go. Just like that, we have connected to this computer. Now, I want to point, right before I finish, I want to point out an issue that you guys might run into. Sometimes you might be trying to connect to the computer, you have the right IP address and everything, and nothing is coming through. Sometimes what has happened is that the server is down on the machine you're trying to connect to, so you want to check the status. So you will go to the notification area here, right click on the NoMachine icon and go to show service status, and there, once this is green, it means it's up. If it's red, it's down. So you will have to restart the server, and then you're going to go back to the computer that you're at and try to connect again and see if you will if everything will work. So thank you again, guys. I hope that helped some persons, because my previous video was not clear and I was all over the place. So I thank you very much for your patience, and I look forward to producing new videos for you guys in the future. And if you're new here, you can if you haven't, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content like these. So all right, guys, have a great day.